Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Legion Field in Roseburg, Oregon, the site for tonight's non-league matchup between your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and the visiting Klamath Falls Falcons. Doc Stewart's come in on a 2-game winning streak after sweeping the Hayesville Hammers last night. Meanwhile, the Klamath Falls Falcons sneak in a non-leaguer here against the Doc Stewarts as they take part in the Coach K tournament down in Medford. They're coming off of a loss against the Perth Heat Colts in that tournament earlier today. It should be a good battle here tonight. The Docs look to ride their hot streak into the month of July as they try to get their third win against the Falcons this season, while Klamath Falls comes in on short rest looking to try and pull off a nice road win and gain some confidence going in to the 7th month of the year as we get to the second half of the American Legion baseball schedule here in 2019. Welcome in, everybody, as we get ready for tonight's action. I want to say a very good afternoon and evening to you. I'm Joey Keyran back here. Thanks again to Dan Bain filling in last night as the Doc Stewarts took on the Hayesville Hammers, and they pulled off a very exciting night of baseball here at Legion Field. There's one thing you can always bet on. If Dan Bain's involved, more than likely you're going to get something entertaining. He always seems to find himself around the game, either whether it be baseball, football, basketball, whatever it may be. Dan Bain seems to find himself in those good situations when fun things are happening. Last night, a couple of one-run victories for the Doc Stewarts, winning in a walk-off in Game 1, 6-5 against the Hammers, and taking Game 2, 4-3. Good wins there for the Doc Stewarts that hopefully build some momentum into this stretch run of the season as they look to try and continue to move up the Area 4 standings. Coming up here in your Supercuts pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins, talk more about those wins last night against the Hammers, a team that was filled with mostly college players. And so obviously it looks like on paper a very solid win, a pair of wins for the Doc Stewarts last night. We'll see how things go tonight as they try to carry the momentum into this matchup against the Falcons, who the Docs were able to get a couple of wins against earlier this year, 6-0 and 14-6 on the road down at Kiger Stadium. This is the Supercuts pregame show in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Coming up, it's your pregame coach's interview. Before we take the break, want to remind everybody that tonight's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. You can watch Doc Stewart's baseball there live for free, so check it out. It's the live stream of Doc Stewart's baseball online at 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score's YouTube page. We'll take the quick 2-minute break, come back with a word from head coach Jeremiah Robbins. This is Doc Stewart's baseball, streaming on 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Back here with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Doc Stewart's getting ready for a non-leaguer tonight against the Klamath Falls Falcons here at Legion Field and get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins here in the pregame show. Coach, good to be back with the team and find out that you guys had a really nice night last night against that Hayesville Hammer squad that comes in for a doubleheader. Get a couple of nice victories against a team that you expected to see some pretty good talent on the other side, a lot of guys with good experience from the college ranks. What did you think about the doubleheader sweep?
I was really impressed with their defense and the way we competed. We pitched okay at times, but I don't know how many double plays we turned last night, at least 3 or 4, and that was huge. Got us out of some jams there, but we picked it up. No errors in both games, so that's something we've been looking for with this group. You know, pitching the defense is going to win championships. That never changes. And then we squared up a lot of baseballs. We had a really good approach in the box, hit a lot of balls right at guys. But, that the win in the first game was huge. We needed that one to get a walk-off win. That's something you like the kids to experience. And they did a heck of a job. We had a nice sack bunt by Jake Luther and then the big knock by Cade. And so, it was a great win on both games. But overall, just the way we competed, it was the best that we've done all year.
I'll say the guys that put together the video feed did a good job. I got a chance to watch that while I was over in Sun River, man. It was a great finish to that game. Looked like a nice crowd. Did it seemed like the guys kind of built off of the Game 1 win with the walk-off fashion and maybe some of the kind of atmosphere, the buzz with the crowd, and take that into Game 2 then for you? I
think so. It was great to see our crowd last night, and they were right there with us, and our kids feed off that for sure. I mean, that's just the human nature, and when the crowd's buzzing, our dugout was buzzing as well. So the second game was a nice effort. Cody Johnson coming in to close with a punch out looking, so that was huge. And just the way, once again, I'll bang this in the ground. Just our guys were focused for 14 innings, and we've been looking for that all year long with this group. So we were excited about that by the step they made last night.
I know it seemed like they might have been a little bit short-handed yesterday, that Hayesville squad, but you look up and down the roster and they got a lot of guys that are a little bit more veteran than the club that you have in the dugout. What did you think of the quality of talent that you guys were able to beat yesterday? It
was good. When you're playing 19 to 20-year-olds, you always got your work cut out for you. They were mature human beings. I know listening to some of the guys in the dugout just commenting on how big they were. At first, I was a little bit nervous about the game because our guys were backing away, but they didn't back away. They just went out and competed. It was a good club. Obviously, they only had 9 guys, but the 9 guys that competed really hard. I mean, they didn't come down here to lose 2 1-run games. They came down here to win, and we matched their effort and then took a step.
We are, I think, if I'm not mistaken, my calendar's not, I've been on vacation, so keeping up to date with the calendar is not quite right, but I think this is our last games of June here today, and that means we can turn the calendar to July. Always with the Legion schedule, you kind of, when you get to July is when you want to really start seeing your team hitting a groove and kind of making those strides that they've been able to put behind them, some of the early season struggles. Where do you feel like the Docs are at right now as you guys get ready to begin July?
Well, I think after tonight we'll know. Last night we took a big step. We've taken these steps throughout our season, but then the next day we didn't show up. So we'll see tonight. We're starting to get kind of a feel for a rotation, and that will be very apparent here Monday and Tuesday in the 2 league games. But I think we've got our lineup solidified. Guys are kind of filling in some roles in different positions. So, I like where we're at. I really do. And, we'll just keep plugging forward. And there's always room for development with this group. These kids are still young. I mean, we were talking the other day, this team is all back next year. So it's an interesting group that they're working really hard, and they're just a joy to be around. But the development piece will definitely continue. But we're in a good spot for sure.
Wrapping things up here with head coach Jeremiah Robbins. I know I saw that Sam Guastafaro got a chance to get in Game 2 last night, and we've obviously seen Austin Anderson a couple of times. Those guys you've been able to bring up, how are you seeing them mix in?
They're doing fine. You'll see Austin on the mound again tonight, and possibly Sammy relieved Spencer late in the game. And Sammy got his first knock last night, so that was good. He can really defend it behind the plate, and I think that will help Spencer as we go through. We can't wear him out. We need his legs healthy because that'll affect his hitting. And then, Austin on the mound. I mean, these guys are both quality players, and this wasn't a token call-up. These guys earned this opportunity to be up with the big club, and they're working very hard.
All right, look forward to it tonight as the Doc Stewarts have a non-leaguer against Klamath Falls. We'll come back with more of the Supercuts pregame shows to wrap things up there with head coach Jeremiah Robbins on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Let's play ball.
Back here at Legion Field as the Doc Stewarts take the field for the top of the first inning. Joey Kieran here with you. Back in the studio, Chance Terrell with the radio production today. And a big thanks to Josh Nelson for the video production today, as well as for helping out run things while I was on a quick vacation day. I went over to Central Oregon, spent some time with my lovely wife, got a chance to get away from sports for a couple of days, although I did watch the video stream last night, and I will commend both Dan Bain and Josh Nelson on the job they did filling in for me. Things looked good, and, well, I guess the results of the game definitely help out as well, as the Docs get a pair of wins last night against the Hayesville Hammers. Well, before our first pitch of tonight's ball game, let's go ahead and get our Cooper's Pest Control starting lineups. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. Start out for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Leading things off will be Caden Bolanos, the center fielder, followed by Dylan Short, the catcher. Garrett Campbell, the DH, will hit in the third spot, batting for Bailey Whitlock, the pitcher. Drew Rabel is the cleanup hitter. He's playing at first base, followed by Scott Lewis, the third baseman. Gavin Graham in left field will bat sixth. Hitting seventh and playing at shortstop is Cade Fanning. Jagger Graham is the right fielder, batting eighth, and Curtis Mick is the second baseman, hitting ninth. Head coach Pete Whistler has his team at a 2-13 record this year, 1-7 in Area 4 League play. This is a non-leaguer tonight. Taking a look at the Doc Stewart's lineup for head coach Jeremiah Robbins. Leading things off is Caden Johnson, the starting shortstop. Spencer Six, the catcher, is batting second. Doran Gillespie, the starting right fielder, will bat third, followed by first baseman Jonathan Stone hitting cleanup. In center field, batting fifth, Jet Black. Third baseman Jay Stoffel will hit sixth. The DH, Casey Pettibone, hitting seventh, batting for Drake Bourgeois, the starting pitcher. Garrett Ziman in left field hitting eighth, and Luke Van Norman, the starting second baseman, rounding out the starting nine. Drake Bourgeois on the mound, the righty from Riddle High School. Fires in the first pitch of the ball game to Caden Bolanos, and it's a swing and a miss for strike one. Bourgeois a little wild on the second pitch. That one sailing over the head of Bolanos, and it'll give him a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss for strike two now for Bolanos. This Klamath Falls team, boy, they are jamming it in. They have come up from Medford for this game. They are playing in the Coach K tournament down in Medford at Harry and David Field. They played it this morning against the Perth Heat Colts as a strike three taken on the outside corner. It'll be strike three for Caden Bolanos, one away for Drake Bourgeois. He starts things off with his first strikeout of the game. Dylan Short will bat, the catcher, right-handed batter for this Falcons squad. Bourgeois 4 pitches into his game. First pitch high to Short. So they played against the Perth Heat Colts earlier today, lost 15-2. They drove up here, got here about 50 minutes before first pitch of tonight's ball game. It's a 1-0 from Bourgeois, hits the inside corner for a called strike. And then they will head probably back down to Medford tonight, and they play tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock against the Richland, Washington team in what I believe is the final game of the day, or final day of the tournament, first game of the final day of the tournament at the Coach K tournament. The Klamath Falls Falcons and the Richland, Washington team playing tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. That's bright and early. The 1-2 pitch on top of it. Short will drill this one out to left field. On the run, the catch made by Garrett Zimet to retire the second batter. That line drive picked up in short left center. Will keep Klamath Falls without a hit so far here in the top of the first inning. Garrett Campbell, the DH, will stand in next, batting for starting pitcher Bailey Whitlock. 2 down and nobody on. First pitch, a strike from Bourgeois. So busy day today for Klamath Falls. I could imagine these guys getting a little road weary. They've had a long tournament down there in Medford. As a pitch in the dirt, a 1-1 count for Campbell. So far, I believe Klamath Falls, they're camping out here. Ground ball to second base. Van Norman backhands it, stabs it behind second, and a toss over to Jonathan Stone for the final out. A 1-2-3 top of the first inning for Drake Bourgeois. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. I'm curious more about this camping out story. We'll find out during the break, a little bit more details there. Doc Stewart's coming up to bat in the bottom of the first. It's a scoreless ball game. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Bottom of the first inning, Doc Stewart's baseball here on 1490 The Score. Brought to you by Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. And by Supercuts, our pregame show sponsor in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Caden Johnson, Spencer Six, and Doran Gillespie, the three batters to lead things off against Bailey Whitlock. Bailey Whitlock from Mazama High School. Second-team All-League pitcher for the Vikings. He'll toe the rubber here, right-hander on the mound for the Falcons. Trying to remember back, I believe Bailey Whitlock threw against the Doc Stewarts the first time the two teams met back a little while back.
The bottom of the first inning. Shortstop number 5.
Let's see here.
Johnson.
Caden Whitlock threw. Bailey Whitlock was the starter in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Docs won that one 14-6. He threw 3 2/3 innings, gave up only 2 hits, 1 earned run, but 5 runs total. He walked 5 and struck out 1. He'll face Caden Johnson, who leads things off, had the game-winning hit in Game 1 of last night's doubleheader. He'll take strike 1, low and inside corner to start things off. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball chopper towards short. Picked up there by Cade Fanning, and not in time to first. Johnson will beat out the infield single at short. Fanning just takes too long to get the ball to first. Just a little bit of a delayed throw. Seemed like at first base, Drew Rabel was not necessarily stretching as if it was going to be a close play. Like they all seemed like they kind of thought that was going to be a routine out at first, which it probably should have been. Johnson, hustling down the line, beats it out. That brings up Spencer Six, who swings and misses at the first pitch. 1 on and nobody out so far for the Dogs here in the bottom of the first. High and away for Spencer, the left-handed batting, right-handed throwing catcher for the Doc Stewarts. So apparently Klamath Falls has they've got an assistant coach in the dugout that is related to somebody in the area that has some area here in town. It's a pitch outside, a 2-1 count now for Six. So they've got somebody in the area that's willing to let them camp out. So that's the plan as they get ready to head back to Medford for a 10 o'clock game tomorrow morning. That's going to be a whirlwind trip for this Klamath Falls Falcons team. Ball fouled up in the air down the third base line into left field, but going well out of play. And Spencer will have himself a 2-2 count. Again, nobody out, and 1 man on after the leadoff single for Caden Johnson. He's at first base. 2-2 pitch, high. Count will go full against Spencer. Behind the plate, Dylan Short catching for Klamath Falls. We'll take a look at the rest of their defense. Spencer fouls off another pitch down the third base side. Running on the play was Caden Johnson at first base. Drew Rabel out at first. Curtis Mick at second base. Cade Fanning at short. Scott Lewis is at third. In the outfield from left to right, Gavin Graham, Caden Bolanos, and Jagger Graham. Runner was going on the 3-2 pitch. It's low in the dirt, and Spencer Six will draw a walk. That puts runners at first and second for the Docs with nobody out. Doran Gillespie will bat. Gillespie, the right-handed hitting right fielder, was 0 for 3 in Game 2 last night. Had a double in his first at-bat against Hayesville yesterday. But after that, only got on base with a walk as the first pitch to him gets by Dylan Short, and both runners move up 90 feet. Spencer Six to second. Caden Johnson to third. 2 men in scoring position for Gillespie with a 1-0 count. Doran leading the team in home runs. A 1-0 pitch, just a little bit low and outside. Gillespie with 2 men in scoring position, trying to get the Docs on top early. This is a non-league 9-inning game for the Doc Stewarts tonight against Klamath Falls, a league opponent, but non-league game here. 3-0 count as Whitlock misses low and outside. They'll play 9 innings, barring a 10-run rule, which I would assume would be in effect, especially with Klamath Falls having to play again tomorrow morning early. Low and outside, a 4-pitch walk issued to Gillespie, and the bases are loaded. Single and back-to-back walks issued for Klamath Falls. Bases loaded for the Docs with nobody out, and Jonathan Stone will bat. A chance to drive in some runs. Stone will dig in the box at third base as Caden Johnson, leadoff man, beat out an infield single. 6 at second, and Gillespie at first. First pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 count for Jonathan Stone, who was likely taking all the way until he saw a strike. Now he has. He'll go after that pitch, just foul down the third base line, hooking into foul territory just before it got to the third base bag and deep into the left field corner. Retrieving the baseball will be Gavin Graham. The foul ball makes it an 0-2 count for Stone. He'll dig back in. Bailey Whitlock ahead in the at-bat, looking for his first out with the bases loaded. They play in on the corners. The 0-2 pitch, strike 3 on the outside corner to Stone. Goes down looking. Big strikeout there for Bailey Whitlock, 1 away. Stone taking a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for the punch-out. So Whitlock, a bit of breathing room. They still play in on the corners, looking to cut off the run at home if they can. First pitch, a called strike on the outside corner to Jet Black. Jet starting in center field. The 0-1 pitch delivered is fouled away. Down the first base side and out of play. An 0-2 count as Whitlock getting ahead against Jet Black, much like he did against Jonathan Stone. Last night, Jet was 1 for 2 in Game 2 with the runs scored. Had a single in Game 1 and was 1 for 3. So he takes to get a 1-2 count. Sun poking through here. We were in the low 80s when I got to the ballpark. I imagine the temperature has dropped just slightly. The 1-2 pitch to Jet has been fouled away. Well, phone saying 80 degrees right now. Probably there right around 80 in some places, 79 in others. It was bouncing back and forth as I was driving back into town. 1-2, Jet, a breaking ball, swing and a miss, got out in front. And he goes down for out number 2. Back-to-back strikeouts by Bailey Whitlock. And after getting himself into some trouble, he's got a chance to pitch himself out of this one.
Third baseman, number 9, Jay
A leadoff single that probably should have been out number 1, then back-to-back walks, now back-to-back strikeouts. Bailey Whitlock doing all the heavy lifting here, trying to finish off the inning. He gets a first pitch strike to Jay Stoffel. Jay starting at third base here in this one. Got to pitch in Game 1 of the doubleheader last night. Chops one foul down the third base side. And the formula seems to continue on here for Bailey Whitlock against the last 2 batters, Stone and Black. Got a first pitch called strike, second pitch foul ball, and ended up with a strikeout. Can he continue the trend against Jay Stoffel to finish the inning? The 0-2 outside. A 1-2 count. Stoffel out to bat after the Docs load the bases with nobody out. Breaking ball tails too far away. Count goes to 2-2. This would be a bit of a blow to the Docs' momentum to start this game if they cannot push at least 1 run across. The 2-2 to Stoffel. He fouls it away. Bases loaded with nobody out. You figure you are at least going to get 1 run out of that situation. Sacrifice fly or just putting the ball into play, you've got a chance to drive in a run to the plate with the bases juiced. The Docs right now have not been able to get 1. The 2-2. high and inside for ball 3, and the pressure now on both hitter and batter. Whitlock with the bases loaded. Runners will be taking off with 2 outs, and the pitch is low and outside. He'll walk in a run. Probably not the way the Docs would have drawn it up with the bases loaded and nobody out, but a bases loaded 2-out walk to Jace Stoffel will drive in the game's first run. 1-0 for the Docs. Caden Johnson comes in to score. Spencer 6 to third. Doran Gillespie to second. Stoffel at first with his RBI walk. Casey Pettibone will step in, and he takes a pitch low and outside. Pettibone last night did not get a chance to play. So he steps in here for the first time in a couple of games. Takes a 2-0 count. Pettibone batting .304 this season is now a trip out of the dugout for, I believe, head coach Pete Whistler headed out there to have a conversation with Bailey Whitlock. 2-0 count for Casey Pettibone at the plate. Well, we got a moment here. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. .2-0 count for Casey Pettibone as we bring you back here to Legion Field. On the mound, Pete Whistler having a conversation with Bailey Whitlock, starting pitcher tonight for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Docs lead 1-0 after a bases-loaded 2-out walk to Jace Stoffel. Pettibone, so far this season, with 4 RBI. The 2-0 pitch misses low for a 3-0 count, and he's one more ball away from drawing his 5th RBI of the season. Today's game brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Ball 4 in the dirt to Pettibone as he takes on all 4 pitches. He'll pick up an RBI, heads on down to first. Docs up now 2-0. With 4th of July right around the corner. This is a first inning not drawing a lot of fireworks, but it's getting the job done for the Doc Stewarts. On top 2-0. Bailey Whitlock's first pitch misses to Garrett Zimet. Zimet starting in left field here in this one tonight. Zimet also a guy that did not see the field yesterday. He'll take a strike for a 1-1 count. Bailey Whitlock's 1-1. Carries low and inside. Zimet this season batting .286 in 14 at-bats. It's 9th game played for the Doc Stewarts, who are playing their 20th game of the season. Ball fouled back, evens things up, 2-2 for Zimet. Docs 13-6 on the season. And they are in a tie for 3rd place. Well, they're right in a tie for 2nd place, really, in Area 4, which will get back to action coming up on Monday. As a pitch high and away. Count goes full for Zimet. Eugene, Roseburg, and Grants Pass are all 1 game behind Willamette Valley, the leader in the league standings. The runners all moving on the 3-2, and it's ball 4 again. That'll be 3 runs driven in on a walk. And for Bailey Whitlock, that is his 5th walk issued here in the first inning. 3 straight after back-to-back walks to lead off, back-to-back walks to the 2nd and 3rd hitters for the Doc Stewarts. So Stoffel, Pettibone, and Zimet all get RBIs with walks with the bases loaded, and Luke Van Norman wastes no time. First pitch he sees, he rips into center field, and that drives in 2 as the Docs will add to their lead here in the first. Luke Van Norman puts the bat on the ball, drives in 2 with an RBI single. Jay Stoffel scored, so did Casey Pettibone. Garrett Zimet goes first to third. Docs with runners on the corners. And their lead is now out to 5-0. Back to the top of the lineup as the Docs bat through. First pitch swinging for Caden Johnson is high in the air. Out to center field, very shallow, and coming in, Caden Bolanos will make the catch. So that'll wrap things up for the Docs here in the bottom of the first inning, but thanks to some issues with his accuracy, the Doc Stewart's able to take advantage of Bailey Whitlock here in the first. They lead 5-0. 5 runs on 2 hits. There were no Klamath Falls errors, and 2 men left on base. 5-0 as we head to the second. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Drew Rabel leads things off for Klamath Falls here in the top of the second inning. 5-0 lead for the Doc Stewarts. On the mound, Drake Bourgeois falls behind. He's got a 2-0 count against the cleanup hitter, first baseman Drew Rabel, trying to get things going for Klamath Falls, who finds themselves behind the 8 ball to start things off here in this non-league 9-inning contest. Doc Stewart's Baseball tonight brought to you by Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Drew Rabel from Mazama High School. He is a youngster, but boy, is he a big boy. 15 years old. So he'll take a strike on the 3-0 count. I'll ask in the booth here, does that look like a 15-year-old at the plate there? No. That is a youngster. Strike 2 taken on the high inside corner. That's at least the information I was given, is that Drew Rabel is a 15-year-old, but that looks like a grown young man there. 3-2 pitch from Drake Bourgeois. Rabel underneath it, muscles this one out to left field. Zymet, though, underneath it, will make the catch for out number 1. 1 down, and Scott Lewis will bat. Rabel was a second-team utility player there at Mazama High School. So obviously, if he truly is 15, if I didn't get incorrect information on that, that is a young man that looks like he's got a bright future in front of him. First pitch fouled back to Scott Lewis, the starting third baseman, with 1 out and nobody on. Scott Lewis from Modoc High School in California. This Klamath Falls team drawing a few players from south of the border. Breaking ball from Bourgeois, a knee buckler to Lewis, but does not find the strike zone. A 1-1 count. Bourgeois' pitch is high again, and it's a 2-1 delivery. Modoc is the only California school that I do believe is on this roster for high schoolers. It's a swing and a miss out of Lewis, gives him a 2-2 count. Do have a couple of guys back from college. Finlandia University in Hancock, Michigan, for Curtis Mick, the starting third baseman. That ball in the air to left field. Zymet camping underneath the routine fly ball for out number 2. Couple of fly ball outs to left so far for Bourgeois. And now it'll be Gavin Graham to come up to bat, the starting left fielder. First pitch swinging, he fouls it off. Dribbles one towards the Doc Stewart's on deck circles. Gavin Graham, Henley High School. Younger brother of Jagger Graham, who is in the hole at the moment. This ball popped up first base side. Jonathan Stone, trucking to get there, will run out of play, or run out of room as the ball gets out of play. An 0-2 count now for Gavin Graham from Henley High School. Some youth on this team. But it seems like a roster in flux, as they seem to have new guys on the roster every time we talk to somebody related to the Klamath Falls program. Bourgeois' pitch misses just outside on the 0-2. Not by much. The Doc Stewarts thought that was going to be strike 3. Bourgeois waits. The 1-2. Breaking ball, there it is. Strike 3. Got him looking. As Gavin Graham will go down. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Doc Stewart set him down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the second we go. Docs lead 5-0 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Spencer 6 will lead things off for the Doc Stewarts in the bottom of the second. Doc sending 10 hitters to the plate in the first. Spencer will bat for a second time in the ball game. Tonight's contest brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. First pitch to Spencer hits the outside corner. Bailey Whitlock still out there throwing for Klamath Falls after his tough start to the ball game. Gave up only 2 hits in the first inning. As Spencer gets underneath one, well hit out to right field on the run. Jagger Graham, that's over his head, going to roll all the way to the McDonald's sign in right field. Around second, heading for third, chugging into the bag will go Spencer as the throw is way behind. A leadoff triple for Spencer 6 to right field. He just blasted that one to the alley in right center. And Jagger Graham out there tried chasing it, but boy, that ball got by him in a hurry all the way to the fence. And Spencer puts himself into scoring position with one swing of the bat. Triple there puts a man on base for the Doc Stewarts with nobody out. Doran Gillespie drew a walk in the first inning, eventually came around to score. First pitch, he fouls back into the netting for... Hit the catcher's face mask as well. I thought it sounded like it was more than just a foul ball into the net. Catcher seems to be ready to go right back to it. Dylan Short back behind the plate there. That ball fouled down the third base side. 0-2 count for Gillespie. For Spencer 6 on the season, his first triple bagger of the year. He was trucking around second base there, really digging deep to get himself to third. The 0-2 to Gillespie is high. Ball 1. So Bailey White gave up in that first inning. I mentioned gave up only 2 hits, but he walked 5 in that first inning. That is not a successful combination for any pitcher. The 1-2 to Gillespie, a breaking ball, stays elevated. 2-2 count. Spencer yesterday, talking about him and that triple there. Yesterday he didn't end up with an extra base hit, but he had 4 singles in 7 at-bats. Good to see his bat seems to be coming around. That's what the Docs will need as this season wears on. A swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 3 for Doran Gillespie. He'll go down swinging. Third strikeout of the game for Bailey Whitlock. So he's sort of counteracting the strikeout or the walks that he's issued. Still have Spencer 6 at third as Jonathan Stone will send one to center. That could drive in 6. The sacrifice fly. 6 headed to the plate, will jog in as in center field. Caden Bolanos does not fire all the way to the plate. That fly ball got on him quick, and he was just not quite in position to be able to catch and throw to the plate. A sac fly for Jonathan Stone will drive in a run, 2 down. Docs now on top 6-0 over Klamath Falls. Jet Black, he was one of those strikeout victims in the first inning. He steps in with 2 down and nobody on. First pitch low for ball 1. 1-0 delivery from Whitlock, swung on and missed. Yesterday, the Doc Stewarts, 10 hits in the second game, 10 hits in the first game, a total of 20 against the Hayesville Hammers yesterday. Good to see the offense chugging right along. Breaking ball low and outside. 2-1 count for Jet. Docs, this will be kind of a final tune-up before they get back into league play. They've got the Eugene Challengers coming here to Legion Field on Monday at 6 o'clock for a league doubleheader. So things will ramp up as they try to separate themselves from the Challengers and stay there with the Willamette Valley Titans, who are at the top of the league standings right now. 3-1 count for Jet Black as Whitlock delivers. That ball lined into left field, coming in, and he'll have to take it on one hop. Gavin Graham out in left field will send it back in. Came charging in at first, but gave up on trying to catch that one in the air. Took it on the one hop, trying to play it defensively. And Jet Black will have his first hit of the evening.
The next batter, number 9, Jace Stoffel.
Man on with 2 down for the Docs. Jace Stoffel will bat. He drew a bases-loaded walk in the first inning. Drove in the first run of the Doc for the Doc Stewarts. Takes for ball 1 from Bailey Whitlock. Whitlock so far in an inning and 2/3 has faced most of the Doc Stewarts lineup twice as the ball fouled back. 1-1 for Stoffel. Stoffel is the 6th hitter in the lineup card. So Bailey Whitlock in an inning and 2/3 has faced 1 2/3 of the Doc Stewarts lineup. Faced the lineup once and then faced 2/3 of the lineup for a second time as a breaking ball got away. Up to second base goes Jet Black on the wild pitch. Fans giggling about some behind-the-scenes shenanigans going on here. A race for one of the foul balls that had hit into the netting. 3-1 count now for Stoffel. Whitlock trying to get out of this second inning. He's given up just 1 run so far, but he'll walk Stoffel for a second time. First and second for the Docs with 2 outs, and Casey Pettibone up to bat next.
17, Casey Pettibone.
The Pepsi bottle caps, I believe, in action tonight. Down at South Medford. We'll try and check in, see if we can get any score updates from them. It's tournament time right now. A lot of Area 4 teams in tournaments, so kind of hard to keep track of everything. As the ball ripped to left field by Casey Pettibone on the first pitch he sees. But the line drive shot goes right to Gavin Graham in left field. He barely had to move to make that catch. It's almost as if Casey Pettibone just threw it right to him. 1 run on 2 hits for the Doc Stewarts, no errors for Klamath Falls, and 2 men left on base for the Docs as they lead now 6-0 through 2 innings of play. This is Docs Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
First batter for Klamath Falls to lead off the top of the third inning. Number 2, Kate Fanning.
Leading off the third inning for the Falcons will be Cade Fanning, the starting shortstop, against Drake Bourgeois. The righty has been pitching pretty well. Now a chopper over the mound, fielded by Caden Johnson at short, and he makes the play to first just in time to back up Bourgeois. On the mound, Drake Bourgeois, who's got some decent size to him, made a leaping attempt at that bounder over the mound, and it was too tall over him. Johnson came charging in. That ball basically died behind the mound. He had to charge, gloved it, and on the run, transferred to the hand and made a great throw to first to get the runner by a few steps. First pitch fouled off by Jagger Graham for strike one, in on the hands. So one away as Bourgeois continues to pitch well and gets help from his defense. Strike two taken on the outside corner by Graham. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the top of the third inning. 6-0, Doc Stewart's leading the way against Klamath Falls. Fastball just a bit too outside for Bourgeois on the 0-2 pitch to Jagger Graham. Nobody on with one down. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust more well drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. Two down, and Curtis Mick, the starting second baseman. I'm sorry, I mistakenly said he was at third base earlier. Curtis Mick starting at second base tonight. Takes the first pitch, a strike on the outside corner. Mick was with Finlandia University during the spring from Hancock, Michigan. He got jammed, sends a soft liner to second, and there to make the play, Luke Van Norman. Another 1-2-3 inning for Drake Bourgeois. And he has faced the lineup once. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. Doc Stewart's leading 6-0 here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here for the bottom of the third inning. Doc Stewart's leading 6-0. Shout out to the folks down in the Lions Den. They always treat us far too kindly. Thanks to Rick and everybody down there. Got some more information about the Lions Den to spread with you guys here in a moment, but back to the action out on the field. Garrett Simon will bat for a second time. He 0-for-0 in the game with a walk and a run driven in back in the first inning. On the mound, Bailey Whitlock still pitching for Klamath Falls. His 1-0 pitch outside for a 2-0 count to Garrett Zyman. Do have a righty thrown in the bullpen for Klamath Falls. Strike on the outside corner to Zyman, 2-1 count. Well, coming up, folks, on July 13th, the Umpqua Lions Den are serving out Jack's baby back ribs as a ball fouled up and out of play by Zymet. Jack's famous baby back ribs. You can come to the ballpark July 13th and get a taste of the action. That'll be a contest against the Lewiston, Idaho Twins, a doubleheader that night starting at 6. The 2-2 pitch into the center field for Zymet is out number 1. 1 down for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the third. So Jack's famous baby back ribs, of course, you know you want to be here for it. They are delicious, and you can't get them just anywhere. You basically have to be best friends with Jack to get these. And Jack is best friends with everybody down in the Lions Den. As a ball fouled away by Luke Van Norman. If you've had them once, you know you always want them again, too. So that's why I always make sure I'm here on Jack's famous baby back ribs night. Coming up July 13th when the Docs host the Lewiston, Idaho Twins at 6 o'clock. Pitch outside to Van Norman. A 1-1 count. So hopefully you guys can all make it out here for that. Should be a good night. That's right in the heart of... I believe that's right in the heart of Graffiti Weekend as well, as a strike taken by Van Norman gives him a 1-2 count. So you're going to be out doing all sorts of stuff. Might as well stop by the ballpark for a little bit of baseball. That's traditional American as a ball fouled back. I was thinking about this. It may be too late to do it this year, but I think the Doc Stewarts in the future need to do a throwback night during Graffiti Weekend. See, I don't know if they can dig up some old uniforms, or if they could just maybe get some older-looking uniforms printed up as Van Norman loops one to short or second. Let's make it first base. How about that? Drew Rabel out there, the rather old-looking 15-year-old by what we've been told. He makes the catch at first for the second out, 2 down. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I think a throwback night during Graffiti Week would be a lot of fun. Play the classic oldies over the PA during it. Maybe we can get Robert to sound like an old-timey PA announcer. He's got plenty of gray hairs, but he's going to give me some if I don't straighten up. Called strike against Caden Johnson, who is 1 for 2 tonight. Pitch outside. A count goes to 1-1 with 2 outs and nobody on base. What a throwback night for Graffiti Weekend in the future. A Vite alumni back as Johnson flares one over first base into right field. He'll have his second hit of the night, another single, a 2-out single to right field. And Docs will keep things going here in the third inning. They've scored in every inning so far, 5 in the first, 1 in the second. Here in the bottom of the third, they get a man on with 2 down.
Catcher Spencer, 6.
You know, some throwback uniforms. Get see which current players can grow a handlebar mustache, you know, overnight or something. We could just buy some pasty ones for them. Got underneath another ball to right field. Spencer 6, though. This one hangs up a bit too much. And Jagger Graham out there to make the play. Spencer leading off the second inning with a triple, but this time gets underneath it a bit too much, and he commits the final out in right field. Docs go without a run in the bottom of the third. No runs on 1 hit. There were no Klamath Falls errors. 1 man left on base for the Doc Stewarts. Through 3 innings of play, Docs leading 6-0 on top of Klamath Falls. We will think about more of Jack's baby back ribs and throwback nights for Graffiti Weekend in the future. All sorts of great ideas coming up here on a Saturday night out at Legion Field. Docs on top of Klamath Falls on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Well, this throwback night for Graffiti Weekend is starting to get some very disturbing legs here in the press box. Some weird ideas coming from Robert over there. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Doc Stewart's on top 6-0. Drake Bourgeois still on the mound for the Docs. He has been lights out so far. Ground ball, first pitch to Caden Bolanos. Goes to third baseman. Jay Stoffel takes it on one hop and throws across to Jonathan Stone for the first out. And that is quick one there to retire the first batter for the Doc Stewarts. Dylan Short will bat next. 0 for 1 in the game. Flew out to left field his first time up.
Number 18, Dylan Short.
Short comes up with nobody on and one away. Bourgeois' first pitch is a fastball low and outside. So we'll have to refine this idea of a throwback night, but I really think it could be something. We try and make the radio broadcast sound more old-timey. So it sounds great, and everybody's AM radios in their classic cars driving around Roseburg. Strike across for a 1-1 count against Dylan Short. Oh, look, now here comes the Lions Den with even more food. They're not talking to each other down there. Mike's bringing up a hot dog, or no, hamburger. Man, I've been on vacation for too long. Foul ball, 1-2 count for Dylan Short. We've got a plethora of food here. You guys just keep bringing me food. You think I'm getting skinny or something? I don't understand this. The Lions Den folks. They're just trying to keep me fat, dumb, and happy. Ground ball to shortstop. Caden Johnson throws over to first base. That'll retire Dylan Short for out number 2. 2 down.
Next batter, number 23, designated.
And up next will be the 3-hitter, Garrett Campbell, here in the 4th inning. Second time through the lineup for the Falcons. Bourgeois set to deliver to the 3-hitter. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. Campbell grounded out to second base to retire things in the 1st inning for the Falcons. Chops one to third, coming in on the high hop. Jay Stoffel across to Jonathan Stone, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Drake Bourgeois. The Docs lead 6-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, cruising through this 9-inning non-leaguer against the Klamath Falls Falcons on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
New man on the mound for Klamath Falls as we start the bottom of the 4th inning. This call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Bailey Whitlock will exit the game. The DH will enter into the pitcher's position. Garrett Campbell will take over for Whitlock. Campbell, a right-hander, big righty on the mound. For Bailey Whitlock, his time comes to an end in this ball game. He pitches 3 innings. He gave up 5 hits and 6 runs, all of them earned. He walked 6 and struck out 3. He'll be on hook for the loss at the moment if the score stays the same. He's hoping that the offense can bounce back for him and help him out by giving him a no decision. So Campbell takes over for Whitlock. And Garrett Campbell from Henley High School, but he had his freshman year at OIT there in Klamath Falls. Redshirted that freshman season for the Hustlin' Owls down there. I was trying to remember. I wanted to call them the Hawks, but I believe it's the Hustlin' Owls. Don't know why I had Hawks in there. So the big righty will fire in his first pitch. It is a called strike on the inside corner to Doran Gillespie on a breaking ball. Gillespie 0 for 1 in the game, drew a walk and scored a run in the first. Struck out in the second against Bailey Whitlock. Breaking ball this time is outside for a 1-1 count. So the Pepsi Bottle Caps, I believe, in action. Yeah, they won game 1 9-2. And I believe they lost game 2 7-2, or they're down in game 2. I'm not sure. Trying to read the message there from Coach Justin O'Byrne, who might either be driving or might be in the middle of a ball game. Either way, things were not going Pepsi's direction in game 2 of that doubleheader against South Medford. But they did get a win in game 1 against South Medford, 9-2. 3-1 count now for Doran Gillespie. Out of the windup, Campbell's off speed is high and away for ball 4. For the Doc Stewarts, that'll be the 7th walk they've taken so far tonight here as they start the 4th inning. 1 on and nobody out. Up next, Jonathan Stone. That scoreboard update there brought to you by Shelby and Mid-Atlantic, brought to you by Garrettson Building Supply, building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply, supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. First pitch, Jonathan Stone reaches for one, bounces it to short, takes a late high hop to the shortstop. The relay to first, not in time. They'll get Gillespie forced out at second. Cade Fanning having to deal with a Legion Field bounce there at short. Was able to snag it. He gets Gillespie. And the relay throw from Curtis Mick to first, offline, but wouldn't have been in time to get Jonathan Stone anyways, and Stone will get on with a fielder's choice. 1 on, 1 out now. Jet Black up to bat, had a single his last time up, 1 for 2 in this ball game. First pitch, a breaking ball inside. Jet, like a statue, stands there and watches it go by. That one threatening his front elbow as it came in. The 1-0, Jet underneath it. Shallow center field coming in, Bolanos. And it drops in for a base hit. Stone has to get to second, and Bolanos won't be able to make the play as he continues to bobble it in center field. So Jet, I believe, gets on with a fielder's choice. Well, they had the option to go to second base to make the out there, and they couldn't get the ball there in time.
The next batter, number 9, Jace Stoffel.
Yeah, I guess it could be a single. I think we'll score it as a single. They didn't make the play of second, so we'll say it's a single for Jet. 1-0 count now for Jace Stoffel. Probably should have been an error in there somewhere, but pitch in the dirt to Stoffel. He has a 2-0 count. It looked as if Cade Fanning, the shortstop, might have lost it in the sun as he was trying to find the baseball, but it was not his ball really to be caught. That should have probably been Bolanos' ball to be caught as a wild pitch moves both runners up 90 feet. Jonathan Stone goes to third. And Jet Black to second. Missing well outside was Campbell. And a 3-0 count now for Jace Stoffel. And there's ball 4. Goes to the backstop again. And coming in to score will be Jonathan Stone. So the ball 4 pitch goes to the backstop. Stoffel gets on with the walk. Stone scores on the wild pitch. Jet Black moved up to third. Runners on the corners. 1 run in here in the fourth. Dogs leading 7-0.
Next batter, number 17, K.C. Pettibone.
K.C. Pettibone will bat. That is 3 walks tonight for Jay Stoffel, by the way. Pettibone, first pitch swinging, launches one in the air out towards left field on the run. Gavin Graham will not get there as that ball falls into foul territory. Pettibone an 0-1 count. Back to that pop fly single there for Jet Black. That was Bolanos' ball all the way, coming in on that one in shallow center field, and it ended up landing right in front of him. It's not like he couldn't have gotten to it, it felt like. Cade Fanning was right there in the vicinity as well, but a much tougher play for him, and it looked like he lost it in the sun at the last minute. An 0-1 pitch to Pettibone. That one's going to find the alley in right center. It'll drop in, and it rolls a little ways. Pettibone's heading for second. He gets in standing up. Stoffel will hold that third. Scoring on the play, Jet Black. RBI double for K.C. Pettibone. He's got 2 RBI in the game. Pettibone in at second. Jay Stoffel first to third. And again, Jet Black was the run that scores. So 2 runs now in here in the fourth inning. Docs now on top, 8-0. First pitch to Garrett Zymet, a breaking ball high for ball 1. Now here's the question I have for you. We probably expected the bullpen to be utilized in this ball game. There's a ball fouled up in the air, first base side. And there to make the play, Drew Rabel will catch it in foul territory, and that will retire Garrett Zymet, who's now 0 for 2. That is the second out here in the fourth inning.
The next batter, number 7.
And up next will be Luke Van Norman. So expecting that they were planning on using the bullpen here today. If it does, in fact, go 9 innings, as Van Norman will foul or ground one to second base. Knocked down but misplayed by Curtis Mick. 1 run scores. A second run will score. And the Docs are now up by double digits, 10-0 on the error at second base by Curtis Mick. So Van Norman will get on, reach on an error. Scoring was Jay Stoffel and K.C. Pettibone.
Number 5, Caden Johnson.
And the Docs will have a man at first with 2 down. Back to the top of the lineup, Caden Johnson. So I'm curious with how well Drake Bourgeois has been throwing, if they lift him just because they want to get other guys work here in this non-leaguer, or if they leave him in to continue what has been a special night on the mound. A ground ball by Johnson goes to short. They get the force out at second, and that'll retire things here in the bottom of the fourth for the Doc Stewarts. But they lead 10-0 as we go to the top of the fifth inning in this non-league ball game. Doc Stewarts on top. Drake Bourgeois back to the mound, and we'll come back after this on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Drake Bourgeois on the mound to face the cleanup hitter Drew Rabel. And the first pitch misses outside. We start the top of the fifth inning. Docs leading 10-0 against Klamath Falls. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyaway Travels. A line drive to left field is going to end it. That's what I get for even trying to hint at the idea that it's a special night on the mound for Drake Bourgeois tonight. Drake Bourgeois was perfect through 4 innings this evening. He had not allowed a hit, and he had faced the minimum through 4. But a line drive to left field by Drew Rabel to lead things off here in the 5th will end the perfect game. That deserves a round of applause there for Drake Bourgeois. Going 4 innings of perfect baseball that's a pretty good accomplishment for anybody. Got about halfway through this contest without giving up a hit and facing the minimum is pretty dang good. A 1-0 pitch, back up the middle. Heart of the lineup here, though, starting to get to Bourgeois. That one into center field. So Rabel and Scott Lewis back-to-back singles. And runners are at first and second for the first time tonight for Klamath Falls as they start to put the bat on the ball. Well, now with the possibility of a perfect game out of the way, I imagine the Doc Stewarts will stick with their plan of rotating the pitchers as they had intended. First pitch, a breaking ball carries outside for ball 1 to Gavin Graham. I believe we might see Austin Anderson tonight in this non-leaguer as a ball jam shot. Graham fouls it up on top of the wooden roof here behind home. 1-1 count to the left fielder who's 0 for 1 in the game. So Drake Bourgeois retires 12 straight batters to start the game. He's given up back-to-back singles here to start the 5th. Strike taken at the knees on the outer half for Graham. Bourgeois' 1-2 pitch. Hit right side. It'll go to Jonathan Stone, who goes to second, and it goes off the glove for Caden Johnson into center field. The run will score. Everybody will be safe. Stone, that ball took a weird hop on him. I think he was planning on going to first with the ball, but he had to barehand it. And at that point, his momentum kind of made it easier to throw to second. He made a throw to second. It stretched Caden Johnson a bit at the bag, and with a man running into his feet, he wasn't able to hang on to the baseball. Everyone's safe. Gavin Graham on at first. Scott Lewis to second. Scoring was Drew Rabel. And it's a 10-1 lead for the Doc Stewarts as Kate Fanning steps in and takes the first pitch for strike 1. They'll take the second pitch, a 1-1 count as things even up. Ball in play, goes right side into right field. Gillespie up with it, the runner heading to the plate. The relay throw cut off by Stone, no throw to the plate. And a second run is added here in the 5th for Klamath Falls. Kate Fanning a single to right field. Drives in Scott Lewis from second. And going first to second was Gavin Graham. Runners at first and second yet again. Strike on the first pitch to Jagger Graham.
Now batting number 7, Jagger Graham.
Jagger an 0 for 1 night with a strikeout. Grounds one to third. Picked up by Stoffel to second for 1. The throw to first, not in time. Van Norman's turn at second. Doesn't make it to first in time to get Graham. They get the out at second base. That's Kate Fanning on the 5-4 putout. One away. Up to third base went Gavin Graham. Fielder's choice gets Jagger Graham on at first. You've got the Grahams on the corner as Curtis Mick will come up to bat. The first pitch, breaking ball for strike 1. Strike 2 taken. Mick watching a couple go by. The 0-2. Chopped at the breaking ball, fouls it off to stay alive. No balls And 2 strikes with 1 away. And runners on the corners here for Curtis Mick. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Throw down to first. Got the tag on by Stone, and Stone got him right in the helmet, knocking it off of Jagger Graham at first. Stone almost apologizing, it looked like maybe there. The strikeout.
Leadoff hitter number 12, Caden Bolanos.
Makes it 2 down. 4th strikeout of the game for Drake Bourgeois. Breaking ball outside to the leadoff hitter, Caden Bolanos. Top of the order here. Obviously, the most successful inning the Klamath Falls has had tonight. A 1-hopper goes to second. Van Norman retires Caden Bolanos. And that will finish things up in the 5th. 7 hitters to the plate for Klamath Falls. They score 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Doc Stewart error, and there was 2 men left on base for the Falcons. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's leading 10-2 in this 9-inning non-leaguer here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the 5th inning. Doc Stewart's baseball here on The Score, brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Doc's on top, 10-2 over Klamath Falls. 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error for the Falcons. 10 runs on 7 hits and 1 error for the Doc Stewarts.
Your catcher, number 6, Spencer 6.
Spencer 6 will lead things off. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He scored 2 runs. Had a triple in the 2nd to lead off the inning. He takes the first pitch, a breaking ball from Garrett Campbell for a called strike on the outside corner to the lefty. The 0-1 from the righty Campbell, grounded right side, knocked down by Rabel. He'll flip it to the bag. It's a foot race, and just in time, Campbell will beat Spencer as the bag was very occupied there. Campbell on the mound is a big body. At first base, Rabel, a big body guy. They were both barreling down on the bag, and Spencer may not have the height that those guys have, but he's a thick guy as well, and real nice backstop behind the plate. He was barreling down the line as well. A lot of action going on at first on that play. First pitch called strike 1 against Doran Gillespie. Gillespie is 0 for 1 in the ballgame with 2 walks. Line drive shot. Gets down in left center. It gets by the center fielder. That's extra bases for Doran. He's headed around second, and he'll put the brakes on at the last second and heads back to the bag. It's a one-out double for Doran Gillespie. Line drive shot got down in left center. Caden Bolanos had to chase it to the wall. As it got by him, he couldn't cut it off. But he gets the ball in quickly, and that holds Doran to just a double. Looking hard at going for a triple. But Gillespie will settle for the 2-bagger. First pitch swinging now for Jonathan Stone's in the air to left field. That ball might carry. It's over the head of Gavin Graham in left. And coming around third will go Gillespie. Into second base goes Stone. It's back-to-back doubles. Stone has his first hit of the night, his second RBI. And the Doc Stewarts get one back after giving up two to Klamath Falls in the top of the fifth. Here in the bottom of the fifth, one run in with one out. And Jet Black will bat with Jonathan Stone at second after driving in Doran Gillespie. Jet is 2 for 3 tonight. First pitch, ball one. That ball kept carrying out of the box. I thought Stone figured that was an easy catch in left field. This one will be a routine fly ball to center for Caden Bolanos off the bat of Jet Black, 2 down. So Jet now 2 for 4 on the night. Jay Stoffel will bat. 3 walks on the evening for him. He's got 1 RBI and 2 runs scored. But Jonathan Stone, I think he thought he had just hit that a routine can of corn to left field, but it carried on Gavin Graham and over his head all the way to the wall there for Jonathan Stone. But he's a guy that is always going to hustle around the bases. He might not have been happy with it out of the box, but he tossed the bat away and was hustling down the line, ended up with a double. It's a couple of pitches misses low and outside to Jay Stoffel. Doc Stewart's facing Garrett Campbell on the mound in relief. He has pitched an inning and 2/3 so far in relief. He gets a strike across on the 2-0 pitch to Stoffel. Jace drew a walk his first time up against Campbell, and again has 3 already on the day. Docs lead 11-2 in this one. Stoffel fouls off a pitch, has a 2-2 count. Docs will try to keep it going here. Casey Pettibone on deck. I'm curious if we may see him on the mound at some point. 2-2, Stoffel, a swing and a miss on the off speed. Goes down swinging, and that'll wrap things up. First strikeout for Garrett Campbell. Doc Stewart's will leave one man on base, but back-to-back doubles here in the fifth. Drive in one more run. Docs get 1 run on 2 hits. No errors for the Falcons. 1 man left on. We go to the 6th inning. Doc Stewart's on top 11-2 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490. The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Yeah.
11-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. Drake Bourgeois still throwing for the Docs. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home. Serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces. Fisher's Hearth and Home. First pitch offering a bunt. Dylan Short leading things off, and he swings and misses against Bourgeois. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. 0 for 2 tonight for Dylan Short. The 2-hitter in the lineup has flown out to left and grounded out to short. Bourgeois retired the first 12 batters before giving up back-to-back singles to lead off the 5th inning and getting touched up for his first 3 hits of the night and his first 2 runs there in the 5th. But the Docs leading big 11-2 against Klamath Falls, trying to hang on to that. A 1-2 pitch here from Bourgeois, and the breaking ball will bean Dylan Short. The catcher heads on down to first. First hit batter of the night for the Docs pitching staff. And just like that, some action up in the bullpen for the Doc Stewarts. Austin Anderson getting loose. Up to bat next, Garrett Campbell, the pitcher, will take outside for ball one. Got frozen on a breaking ball. Cuts in for a called strike. A 1-1 count for Bourgeois. Campbell 0 for 2 in the game. A couple of ground outs up the middle. Well, one to third and one to second, I should say. Takes low for a 2-1 count. Wind continues to blow left to right across the diamond here at Legion as the ball will go right side, gets into right field. From first base, Short's going to round, and he's headed for third. The ball pops out of the glove for Gillespie. Dylan Short will get to third base easily. Garrett Campbell on with his first hit of the night. Single to right field. So the leadoff man gets hit by a pitch. Garrett Campbell then with a single puts him at third. Runners on the corners with nobody out. Again, the Docs leading big, so they will gladly give up a run for a double play here as everyone plays back. First pitch, a called strike on the breaking ball to Drew Rabel. Rabel had the first hit of the ball game for Klamath Falls. Pitch in the dirt. Six comes up with it. His throw to second. Got it there in time. Garrett Campbell doesn't even slide into second base. He had a late break on the pitch in the dirt, but he'll get caught stealing. Thrown out at second. And there's one away. It's a 1-1 count at the plate for Drew Rabel, but now only one man on base. That pitch popped up on the infield. Calling for it, Jonathan Stone will make the catch. That'll retire the second out. And just like that, a couple of defensive plays for the Doc Stewarts. And they've got two away, and they're one out from wrapping this one up and leaving a man, or wrapping up this sixth inning and leaving a man stranded at third. Up to bat, Scott Lewis will take for ball one. Lewis had a single right back up the middle. His last time up at the plate, he'll take a strike on a breaking ball. Lewis flew out to left, but then just a rocket shot that just went by the feet of Drake Bourgeois his first time up. Another breaking ball for a strike. A ball and two strikes to the five-hitter. Out at third base is Dylan Short trying to drive him in. A swing and a miss on a nasty breaking ball. Lewis got fooled on that one, was caught waving as he is done with that at-bat. Goes down swinging. Fifth strikeout of the night for Drake Bourgeois, and that'll wrap up things in the sixth. No runs on one hit. There were no Doc Stewart errors. One man left on base. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Doc still leading by 9. 11-2 our score on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Klamath Falls will send a new man to the mound. This call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. So Garrett Campbell is done on the mound. He moves to left field and will take over for Gavin Graham, who heads to the mound. So Graham will take over for Campbell here in the sixth. For Garrett Campbell, looking at his stat line for the night, pitches in 2 innings, gave up 4 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, no hit batters. The final line there on Garrett Campbell. Gavin Graham will take over, and he will face Casey Pettibone to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th. Doc Stewart's Baseball here on The Score and online at 541radio.com. Brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Pettibone steps in. He is 1 for 2 tonight, at a RBI double in the 4th inning. He also had an RBI walk in the first. He scored 2 runs as well. Austin Anderson continues to throw for the Doc Stewarts in the bullpen. First pitch from from Graham, is outside for ball 1. So Graham coming in from left field. The righty delivers the 1-0, high and away. 2-0 count to Casey Pettibone. Gavin Graham, a youngster from Henley High School, just at 16 years old. He'll wind and fire. The 2-0 is outside, and his count goes to 3-0. Graham's 3-0 pitch. Can he get one across? He will. 3 balls and 1 strike against Casey Pettibone, leading things off against the new pitcher. Gets underneath a low fastball. Hangs this one in the air to center field, where Caden Bolanos will bank up a little bit. And he makes the catch for out number 1.
Number 1, Garrett Zimet.
Pettibone got ahead in the at-bat, but finishes with a fly ball out to straightaway center. Garrett Zimet will bat with 1 out and nobody on. Zimet is 0 for 2 in the ball game. First pitch, he takes high for ball 1. Shadows starting to creep out from left field. The 1-0 pitch, ground ball up the middle. Fanning, the shortstop, in front of it. Throws to first just in time to get Zimet. 2 away. Zimet hustling down the line, almost beat that ball out, but didn't hit it quite hard enough to get it through the infield up the middle. And Fanning makes the play for the second out. Luke Van Norman will bat. Van Norman is 1 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error his last time up. He takes high and away for ball 1. The left-handed hitting second baseman. Shadows creeping out from left field. In left field, Garrett Campbell, who just came off the mound, standing in the shadows, but parts of left field still in the sun. Center and right still in the sun. Every other position on the infield still in the sun, but it's creeping out there. It's a pitch low and away for a 2-1 count against Van Norman. Always comes from that third base left field side here at Legion. The 2-1 high, and he holds off for a 3-1 count. I think they tried to appeal. They don't get the call from first base. 3 balls, 1 strike on the mound. Gavin Graham's pitch in, ground ball up the middle, gets through for Van Norman, his second hit of the night. A single up the middle past the diving Curtis Mick at second. Van Norman gets on, keeps things moving here in the 6th for the Doc Stewarts. 1 on and 2 down. Up to bat, Caden Johnson. Johnson has 2 hits on the evening. Second hit came on a liner to right field. Just flared it opposite field to get on in the 3rd. First pitch on the inside corner from Graham is called for a strike. Docs will have tomorrow off and then back to action with Area 4 games against Eugene and the Willamette Valley Titans on Monday and Tuesday. At home on Monday against the Challengers, so hopefully we see you all out here at the ballpark. That'll be a big series against the challengers. And then they go to Willamette Valley on Tuesday, and that'll be a huge series against the first-place Titans. The 1-1 ground ball for Johnson goes to short, picked up by Fanning. He flips to Mick for the final out. That forces out Luke Van Norman at second base. That'll wrap up things here in the bottom of the sixth for the Doc Stewarts. And they still lead this one 11-2 as we go to the seventh. Docs in front of the visiting Klamath Falcons on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Back for the top of the seventh inning. Doc Stewarts will make a call to the bullpen as they bring in Austin Anderson to take over for Drake Bourgeois. Anderson will relieve Bourgeois, who looks like he heads to the dugout. And Anderson to the mound. There we go. Austin Anderson this season has had just a few appearances since getting called up from the Roseburg Pepsi bottle caps. Anderson making his third appearance. He's pitched in 2 2/3 innings of relief baseball, a 2.62 ERA. He has 4 strikeouts and 2 walks. First pitch swinging to the leadoff man, Gavin Graham, is a lazy fly ball to center field for the first out.
Gavin Graham with the fly off the center field.
So Graham,
Next up,
first pitch he sees from Anderson, goes right after it and flies out to center field. 1 away, and up next, Cade Fanning, the batter. 1 for 2 on the night with a single in his last at-bat in the 5th. Swing and miss at the first pitch from Anderson for strike 1. So Drake Bourgeois goes 6 innings. He retired the first 12 batters he faced. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2 now for Fanning. That felt ironic. Fanning, and he's just waving at the ball. He's fanning at the baseball at the plate. That's not a good baseball last name. I'm sorry. That pitch outside, a 1-2 count. A ball and 2 strikes for Cade Fanning. He'll take strike 3 as he watches that ball hitting the top end of the strike zone for Austin Anderson. It's a strikeout brought to you by Moore Well Drilling. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Trust Moore Well Drilling, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. 2 down, and Jagger Graham will bat with nobody on base. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Bourgeois, a great start to this game. Again, 4 innings of perfect baseball for him. As a swing and a miss for strike 2 for Jagger Graham. Get you the final line for him. 6 innings work, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit batter. Just outside on the 0-2 pitch to Jagger. A 1 ball and 2 strike count. So really nice line there for Drake Bourgeois tonight. Had 1 bad inning. The 1-2 fouled, and that one keeping Jagger alive. He was able to just get enough of it to send it to the backstop. Bourgeois gave up 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error in the 5th inning. Back-to-back singles to lead off the frame, and That ended his perfect game, also ended the shutout, but still a great night for him on the mound. A hopper over the mound of Van Norman. His throw to first will not be in time, losing his helmet down the line. Jagger Graham beats out that infield single. A ball that just hopped over the mound towards second base, and Van Norman, everything he could do to charge in and get to that baseball, just not in time. So the bounder on the infield gets one on. First hit off Austin Anderson. He now faces the 9-hitter Curtis Mick. First pitch high and away. Six was up out of his crouch and looked down to second but did not throw. It's been pointed out to me that Spencer Six apparently has some new catcher's gear in Doc Stewart's blue. The pitch outside. 2-0 count now for Curtis Mick, who's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Last time up, struck out looking against Drake Bourgeois. He's looking sharp. I did notice that somebody was walking around with new catcher's gear down there. I just didn't realize it was Spencer at first. Pitch away for a 3-0 count now for Mick, as Anderson struggling to find the strike zone after retiring the first two batters and then giving up a bit of a lucky infield hit to Jagger Graham. 2 down. The Doc Stewart's leading big 11-2 here in the top of the 7th inning. Anderson's 3-0, ball 4, missed high. So a single and a walk put runners at first and second. And we go back to the top of the lineup.
The next batter,
Caden Bolanos will bat.
Caden Bolanos.
The center fielder 0 for 3 in this contest. First time facing Anderson on in relief. Austin, a fastball, in for a called strike. Austin Anderson from Roseburg High School, they got the midseason call-up. Gets another called strike across. The 0-2 outside, and the count will go to 1-2. Anderson trying to finish things off here in the 7th inning with the Docs leading by 9. Comfortable edge against the Falcons. That ball in the air out to left field. Trotting underneath it, Garrett Zimet squares up and camps underneath it for the final out. That wraps up the top of the 7th inning in this 9-inning contest for the Docs and the Falcons. No runs on one hit. No Doc Stewart errors. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Docs leading 11-2. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Doc Stewart's leading at 11-2 against the visiting Klamath Falls Falcons. Joey Kieran here with you. Back in the studio, Chance Terrell running the radio side of things. Here helping out on the video side of things. Josh Nelson with you here tonight. Beautiful night for baseball here in the Umpqua Basin. Docs will again have tomorrow off before our big doubleheader against Eugene on Monday night. We hope to see you here at the ballpark. to help root on the Doc Stewarts as they take on the Eugene Challengers. 7th inning will start with Spencer 6, up for a 5th time in this ball game. 9-inning contest for us here tonight. First pitch high and inside from the righty to the lefty. On the mound, Gavin Graham, 3rd pitcher used for Klamath Falls tonight. This is low and inside for a 2-0 count. A pitch outside. The count will go to 3-0 for 6. Spencer with a 1-for-3 night, a triple in the second. Takes outside for his 2nd walk of the evening. Drew a walk in the 1st inning and came around to score. Draws the walk here in the 7th. The leadoff walk puts a man at first. Doran Gillespie to come up to bat. Doran last time up had a double. Eventually came around to score on the double by Jonathan Stone. Back-to-back doubles for the Docs in the 5th. Gillespie is 1 for 2 in the game. And a hit by pitch will put him on for a 4th time. So Gillespie has been walked twice, had a double, and now been hit by a pitch. That brings up Jonathan Stone, who's got 2 RBI already tonight. He's got a man in scoring position, trying to add to this Docs lead at 9 already. First pitch to him is a breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. Stone facing Gavin Graham for the first time in the ball game. Last time up had that double. Also has reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. Pitch outside, 2-0 count. Scored a run on a wild pitch. When he was on base that sequence, wild pitch got him to 3rd, and a wild pitch scored him as well. Graham's pitch sent down the 3rd base side, foul by Stone. 2 balls and a strike now with nobody out. Spencer 6 out at 2nd base. Doran Gillespie on at 1st. Graham delivers the 2-1. Stone underneath that ball. Got handcuffed just a bit. It's into left field. Coming in to make the grab is Garrett Campbell in left field. That fly ball out retires the first batter for the Doc Stewarts here in the bottom of the 7th. 1 away.
18, Jet Black.
Off the bat, it sounded and kind of looked like he might have gotten a lot of that one, but got it in on the hands just a bit. Didn't get it very deep into left field there for Stone. Jet Black, 2 for 4 in the ball game. Pair of singles for him. Takes low for ball 1. Jet scoring a run in the 4th inning when the Docs put up 4 runs. Docs with a crooked number in a couple innings. Hits this one sharply to left field. Gets between short and 3rd. The relay throw goes to the 3rd baseman. The throw to the plate offline. Scoring is Spencer 6. Comes in from 2nd base. Almost worked out on the relay to the plate for Klamath Falls. And they're going to call the game there. 10-run rule here in the bottom of the 7th, and that'll do it for us. Don't you love American Legion baseball? Game goes complete here in the 7th. It was a fast-moving one here tonight. An hour and a half for this 7-inning contest. A 9-inning scheduled game, but they call it early with the 10-run rule as the Docs win 12-2 on top of Klamath Falls. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back to wrap things up with our Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. This is Doc Stewart's Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on three factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Oh, it's a 10-run rule victory tonight for your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, who win 12-2 on top of the visiting Klamath Falls Falcons. Doc Stewarts get the win. They will now have a 3-game win streak under their belts as they get ready for the Eugene Challengers coming up tomorrow. Docs improved to 14-6 on the season, and that would put them let's see here, at 7 games above 500, and that is going to be a season high for them. I believe before this, their best was 5, well, where they were at right now, at 7 games. I'm a dummy. Don't listen to me. They'd be 8 games above 500. Their previous high was 7 games above 500, where they were coming in to this matchup. So they take down the Klamath Falls Falcons for a 3rd time this season, winning 12-2 in 7 innings in what was a 9-inning ball game. For the Doc Stewarts and the Klamath Falls Falcons, 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error for the Falcons, 12 runs on 11 hits and 1 error for the Docs as they get the victory. They jumped ahead early in the bottom of the 1st with 5 runs, then added a run in the 2nd, 4 in the 4th. Klamath Falls finally got 2 runs again across against Drake Bourgeois in the top of the 5th. Docs were on top 10-2. They added a run in the 5th, and then they finished with the 10-run rule with a run in the bottom of the 7th to make it 12-2. This is the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That was your News Review Sports Section game recap. For more on today's game and more on Doc Stewart's baseball throughout the season, make sure you pick up a copy of the print edition of the News Review. Coming back, we will take a look at the individual statistics from tonight's ball game. A good win for the Doc Stewarts, who have now won 3 straight as they get ready for that league doubleheader with Eugene. And we'll name our Joe's Towing player of the game coming up here in the post-game show. So stay with us, folks. More coming up here on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Season is finally here, but remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back for the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Roseburg Disposal as we wrap things up here in tonight's non-league 9-inning contest between the Docks and the Falcons. This one shortened to 7 innings as the Docks get the 10-run rule victory 12-2. Looking at the numbers again, Klamath Falls 2 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. They left 5 men on base. The Docks 12 runs on 11 hits, 1 error, 8 men left on base for the Dr. Stewarts. Drake Bourgeois gets the win. He pitches 6 innings to start this game. He was perfect through 4. He retired the first 12 batters he faced, then finally got touched up for a couple of hits and some runs in the 5th, but gets the win with 6 innings work. Gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, no walks, 5 strikeouts, 1 hit batter for Drake Bourgeois. And Bourgeois with the win in this ball game. Drake Bourgeois will improve to 2-1 on the season in his starts this year for the Docks. Taking the loss is going to be Bailey Whitlock. Started the game for Klamath Falls, pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts for Bailey Whitlock, who starts the game for Klamath Falls but takes the loss. Garrett Campbell pitched 2 innings in relief. Gavin Graham pitched an inning and a third in relief. Gave up the hit to Jet Black that drove in the run that ended this one early to give the Docks the 12-2 victory. Austin Anderson pitched 1 inning of relief, gave up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout as he continues to look pretty strong out there on the mound for the Dock Stewarts here after getting called up from Pepsi. Taking a look at some of the offensive numbers in this one, 5 hits for Klamath Falls, 1 for 3 for Garrett Campbell. Drew Rabel goes 1 for 3 with a run scored. Scott Lewis 1 for 3 with a run scored. Cade Fanning was 1 for 3 with an RBI, and Jagger Graham 1 for 3 in the contest as well. On the other side for the Dock Stewarts, at the top of the lineup, Caden Johnson 2 for 5 in the contest, 1 for 3 for Spencer 6 with 3 runs scored. Doran Gillespie had a 1 for 2 day with 2 runs scored. He had 2 RBI, he had 2 walks. Jonathan Stone had 2 RBI. He went 1 for 4 with a run scored. 3 for 5 for Jet Black with an RBI and a run scored. Jay Stoffel was 0 for 1. He walked 3 times. He scored twice, did have an RBI. 1 for 3 for Casey Pettibone with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI. And for Luke Van Norman, Garrett Zymet did have an RBI but went 0 for 3, and Luke Van Norman 2 for 4 in the game with 2 RBI as well. So that is a look at the stats from today's ball game. Dock Stewarts end up with the win. Tonight's game brought to you by Cruise Farms Market, now open for the season. Don't forget the pie. And by our friends at Bi-Mart. Score big at Bi-Mart where you can get ready for your season for less. And, of course, don't forget Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi today. It's time now to name our Joe's Towing player of the game. Coming through in the clutch for you. Call Joe's Towing your local professionals. Well, it's none other than Drake Bourgeois, the soon-to-be senior from Riddle High School, pitches 4 perfect innings and gets the win as he pitches 6 innings for the Docks tonight, allows 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, no walks, and 5 strikeouts, 1 hit batter in there as well. Bourgeois improving to 2-1 on the season. He is your Joe's Towing player of the game. That'll wrap it up for us here from Legion Field, folks. The Dock Stewarts will have 1 day off, and they're back to action coming up on Monday when they welcome in the Eugene Challengers for a league doubleheader. Big one there is right now the Dock Stewarts right there with Eugene in second place in the Area 4 standings. So a lot riding on the line when Monday rolls around. The Dock Stewarts will try to get 2 against the Challengers here at home. Game 1 of that doubleheader starts at 6 o'clock. Before we head out, I want to say thanks to the Klamath Falls Falcons for continuing a very busy day for them and coming up here for tonight's action. Good luck as they play tomorrow morning down in the Coach K tournament in Medford against Richland. I want to say thanks to head coach Jeremiah Robbins, the entire Dock Stewarts baseball program, and American Legion here in Roseburg. Want to say thanks to all of them for allowing us to bring you another season of Doc Stewart's Baseball here on the radio. Also want to say thanks to Chance Terrell back in the studio for the radio production tonight. Thanks to Josh Nelson for help with the video production this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. Want to also say a thanks to Dan Bain for filling in for us yesterday. He got the 3-game winning streak started with 2 wins last night. We are happy that the Doc Stewarts are able to continue it here this evening as well. I'm Joey Keyran, folks. We'll talk to you on Monday night when the Doc Stewarts welcome in the Eugene Challengers. Game 1 starts at 6 o'clock. That means our pregame coverage gets started at 5:45. Tune in for the broadcast coverage starting at 5:45 right here on 541radio.com and on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.